Hello, welcome to the course JPHY2C02 Optics, Laser and Electronics. The contents of today's lecture is taken from Principles of Electronics by V.K. Mehta. We will continue to discuss topics from Module 4, Electronics. In today's class, let's discuss about digital electronics. As you know, electrical signals in general can be broadly classified into two categories. One, analog signal, second one is a digital signal. Analog signal, as you can see in this figure, it's a continuously varying signal, and when we discuss about the rectifier circuits of diodes or amplifier circuits of transistor, these are the kind of signal we are dealing with. So all the circuits are analog circuits. But because of the many valued output, analog operation is usually less reliable. Second one is a digital signal. It has only two discrete values. For example, if you look at a square wave, as shown in this figure, it has two voltage values, right? Either 0 volt or 5 volt. Okay. So because of this two-stage operation, digital electronics is more reliable compared to a many-valued analog operation. An electronic circuit that handles only digital signals is called digital circuit, and the branch of electronics which deals with digital circuits is called digital electronics. As I said, a digital operation is a two-stage operation. The output voltage is either low or high and no other values. So you can express the output states as either high or low, or on and off, or alternatively or more popularly in terms of 1 and zeros. Since the circuit expresses output values in digits 1s and 0s, it gets the name digital. And the numbering system, which employs only digits 1 and 0, is called binary number system. So digital electronics uses binary number system to represent its input and output states. Let's now discuss about one of the most fundamental building blocks of any digital circuit. This is called logic gates. Logic gate is a digital circuit with one or more input signals but only one output signal. So they are designed to make logical decision. So I can illustrate the working of a logic gate with an analogous switching circuit which operates with only two output states. A high voltage or on state, which is represented by digit 1, and low voltage state or off state represented by digit 0. So this is the circuit diagram. You have two switches S1 and S2 connected in series to a power source V, and this is also connected to a bulb, right? So you know the working of a switch, right? When the switch is closed, current flows in the circuit and the bulb glows. So when the bulb glows, you can denote it as the on state. And when the switch is open, the current doesn't flow in the circuit. As a result, bulb doesn't glow, and you call it as the off state. Okay. Now, the position of the switch S1 and S2 you can take as the inputs. So you have two inputs, and the position of or the status of the bulb you take it as the output. So you have two inputs and one out. This is similar to working of a logic gate. Now what are the input scenarios possible here? You have four scenarios possible. One, both the switches open. Two, both are closed. Three, S1 is open, S2 is closed. And four, S1 is closed and S2 is off. Right. Okay. Now let's find out what is the corresponding output state. Okay. First, both S1 and S2 open. So when the switches are open, as I said, current doesn't flow through the circuit, so the bulb is in the off position. Second one, S1 is open, S2 is closed. Once again, current doesn't flow, the output is in off position. Third one, S1 closed, S2 open. Once again, the bulb is in off position. And finally, when both the switches are closed, so in this case, this is a closed circuit, current flows through the circuit. As a result, the bulb is in on position. So these are the input and output states possible for this kind of a switching circuit. It's a usual practice to show the conditions of the input and output of a logic gate in binary form, and such a table is called truth table. So let's now construct the truth table for this circuit. So as I said, a high output is denoted by, or high voltage or high signal is denoted by 1, and low signal is denoted by 0. So in the first case, S1 and S2 are open. When it is open, there is no current. Current is 0. So your inputs are 0, 0. And the bulb is in off position, or the output is 0. So you can denote the output by digit 0. So when S1 and S2 are 0, output is 0. Now you can write the other condition in binary form. S1 is open, so it is 0. S2 is closed, there is some current, so it is 1. And the bulb is in off position, so that is 0. Similarly, 1, 0 will give you 0. Finally, when both are closed, which means current is flowing through both the switches. So these two are in high position, 1, 1. And the bulb is also in the on position, so output is also 1. Okay. So this is called a truth table, where you express the conditions of the input and output in terms of only binary digits. Okay. So all the logic gates are analyzed by constructing the truth table. So if you look at the truth table, you can understand what's happening in the circuit. Right here, if you have a glance at the truth table, you can see that the output is high only when both the inputs are high. If at least one of the inputs is low, then the output is going to be low. In the later section, you will see that this corresponds to an important logic gate known as AND gate. In any case, if you want to analyze any logic gate, you need to first construct its truth table. So here, the term logic refers to a decision-making process. A logic gate makes logical decisions regarding the existence of the output depending on the nature of the input. Now there are two types of logic. One is known as positive logic. Here, the more positive voltage is taken as 1 and the other voltage is taken as 0. I can illustrate this with a couple of examples. Suppose you have 0 volt and 5 volt. Here the more positive volt is 5 volt, right? So you denote 5 volt as 1 and 0 volt as 0. On the other hand, if you have 0 volt and minus 5 volt, here the more positive voltage is 0, right? So 0 volt is denoted as 1 and minus 5 volt is denoted as 0. Now negative logic is just opposite of this. Here more positive voltage is taken as 0 and the other voltage is taken as 1. So if you take the previous example of 0 volt and 5 volt, here the more positive volt is 5 volt, so 5 volt is denoted as 0 and 0 volt is denoted as 1. There are three fundamental logic gates. These are called OR gate, AND gate and NOT gate. And using a combination of these three basic logic gates, you can construct any digital circuit. Okay. So let's first discuss about these three basic logic gates. Let's start with OR gate. OR gate is a logic gate that has two or more inputs but only one output. So this is the symbol of an OR gate having two inputs A and B and the output Y. The output Y of an OR gate is low when all the inputs are low. The output is high if any or all the inputs are high. It is called an OR gate because the output is high if any or all the inputs are high. For the same reason, an OR gate is sometimes called any or all gate. Now let's see the construction of an OR gate. So, OR gate is constructed using two diodes which are connected in parallel, diodes D1 and D2, and you have a power supply here. So the negative terminal of the battery is grounded. Ground means 0 volts. So this corresponds to the 0 state or low state. And the positive terminal of the battery is plus 5 volt. So this corresponds to the high voltage state or 1 state. Then on the other side you have a load resistance RL, and across this resistor the output is taken. Now this is the equivalent circuit of an OR gate, right? You know that a diode, it's similar to a switch, right? When it is forward bias, it perfectly conducts current. When I say perfectly conducts, I assume an ideal diode where internal potential drop is 0, right? Okay. So the forward bias diode is similar to a closed switch, and a reverse bias diode, it doesn't conduct current, so that's similar to an open switch. Okay, so the parallel combination of these two diodes I can replace with a parallel combination of two switches A and B, and this is the equivalent circuit. Now we have 4 input-output possibilities. First, both A and B connected to the ground or the negative terminal. Okay, so we said ground corresponds to 0, so in terms of truth table, A and B are 0. So when they are connected to the ground, so look at the diodes here. This is a PN junction diode, this is P side, and we know that for a diode to be forward bias, the P side should be connected to the positive terminal. So when you connect these two P sides to the ground, basically the diodes are a reverse bias, they do not conduct current, hence the output is going to be low. Okay, so when A and B are 0, Y is going to be 0. Second, A is connected to the ground, B is connected to positive terminal of the battery. So A is 0, B is 1. So when A is grounded, D1 is reverse bias. When B is connected to the positive terminal, so P side is connected to positive terminals, which means D2 is forward bias. So D2 conducts electricity. So as a result, you get an output across the load resistance. So output is going to be high here. So Y is 1. So when A is 0, B is 1, output Y is going to be 1. Third one, A is connected to the positive terminal of the battery, B is connected to the ground. So this is similar to the previous case. So A is 1, B is 0. So when A is connected to positive terminal, D1 is forward bias, D2 is reverse bias, D2 doesn't conduct. But since D1 conducts, you get an high output across RL. So once again, the output Y is going to be high. And the final condition, both A and B are connected to the positive terminal of the battery. So both A and B are 1. Since both the P sides are connected to the positive terminal, both D1 and D2 are forward biased. They conduct electricity. As a result, you get a high output across RL. So when A and B are 1, output is going to be 1. So this is the truth table. So you can see that the output is going to be high if any or all the inputs are high. So this is the working of an OR gate. Alternatively, you can describe the working of a logic gate using a Boolean expression. So the algebra used to symbolically describe logic functions is called Boolean algebra. Now the Boolean sign which refers to logical OR function is the plus sign. So you can write the Boolean expression for OR function as A plus B equal to Y. So even though I write it as plus, you should read it as A or B equals Y. So this is the corresponding Boolean table. So A or B equal to Y. So 0 or 0 gives you 0, 0 or 1 gives you 1, 1 or 0 gives you 1, and 1 or 1 gives you 1. So output is high if any or all the inputs are high. So that's the working of an OR gate. Second one is AND gate. AND gate is a logic gate which has two or more inputs but only one output. So this is the symbol of an AND gate. It has two inputs A and B and output Y. Output Y of an AND gate is high when all inputs are high. The output of the AND gate is low if any or all inputs are low. It is called AND gate because the output is high only when all the inputs are high. For this reason, AND gate is sometimes called all or nothing gate. Now, similar to the OR gate, AND gate is also constructed using two diodes, and this is the circuit diagram. So look at the diode connected here. It's slightly reversed. Previously P side was on the left side, N side was on the right side. Now it is reversed, and you have a battery here. The positive terminal of the battery corresponds to high state 1. The negative terminal of the battery is connected to ground, so this is the 0 state. And on the other side, the load resistor RL is connected to a 5 volt battery, and the output is taken between this point and the ground. And this is the equivalent diagram of the AND gate. You can see that you have two switches A and B connected in series. So this is very similar to the switching circuit we have discussed in the beginning. You have two switches S1, S2 connected to a power supply. Right? Here also you have a series connection. Now let's discuss about what are the various input and output possibilities. First one, both A and B connected to the ground, which means A and B are 0. So when it is connected to the ground, the N side is connected to 0 volt, but look at the P side. You have a 5 volt battery here, right? And the P side of both the diodes are connected to the positive terminal. So P is connected to positive terminal, which means both D1 and D2 are forward bias, hence they conduct electricity. Now, what is the flow of current? Current starts from this positive terminal, flows through RL, it goes through both diode D1 and D2, and the other end of the diode is grounded, so it finally flows through the diode into the ground. So this side constitutes a closed circuit. Look at these 2 points. These two are common points, both are grounded, right? So it starts from the positive terminal, flows all the way to the ground. So this is a closed circuit. And look, where are we drawing the output? We are drawing the output across this point, right? But all the current is flowing through the diode circuit. No current is coming to this point. So the output at this point is going to be low or 0. So when A and B are 0, Y is going to be 0. Second one, A is connected to the ground and B is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. So A is 0, B is 1. So A is grounded, and look at the P side of the diode, it is connected to the positive terminal. So D1 is forward bias. But for D2, the N side is connected to the positive terminal. So D2 is reverse bias. Okay. So D1 conducts electricity, D2 doesn't conduct electricity. Now, look at the flow of current. Current starts from the positive terminal, it flows through RL. Since D1 is conducting, it flows through D1 towards the ground. Once again, this forms a closed circuit. All the current flows through the circuit. No current comes to this point. So once again, the output is going to be 0. So when A is 0, B is 1, Y is going to be 0. Third condition, A is connected to the positive terminal of the battery and B connected to the ground. So A is 1, B is 0. So when A is high, D1 is reverse bias. When B is low, D2 is forward bias. So current starts from the positive terminal, flows through RL. It goes through D2 towards the ground. So this forms a closed circuit. All the current flows in this circuit. No current comes to this point. So once again, the output is going to be 0. And the final possibility, when both A and B are connected to positive terminal of the battery. So A and B are 1. Since both the N side are connected to the positive terminal, D1, D2 both are reverse bias, they do not conduct electricity. Now what happens to the current? Current start from this point, flows through RL. When it reaches this point, it knows that it cannot flow towards the diode because both the diodes are reverse bias. So the only possibility is it will flow towards the right, and through this point it will flow. So you get a high output at the point 1. So when both A and B are 1, you get a high output. Okay. So you can see here, you get a high output only when both the inputs are high. So this is the truth table of an AND gate. And the sign used in Boolean algebra to indicate logical AND function is the dot sign. Okay, so the Boolean expression for AND function is A dot B equal to Y. So even though I write it as A dot B, you should read it as A and B equals Y. So 0 and 0 equal to 0, 0 and 1 equal to 0, 1 and 0 equal to 0, and 1 and 1 equal to 1. Output is high only if all the inputs are high. Now the third important logic gate is a NOT gate. This is the simplest of all because it has only one input and one output. And the output is always opposite of the input. If input is high, output is low, and when the input is low, output is going to be high. That's why NOT gate is often called inverter. It inverts the input. Unlike OR gate or AND gate, NOT gate is constructed using a transistor. So this is the circuit diagram. So you have an NPN transistor, and you have two resistance RK and RB at the input side, and the resistor RB is connected to negative terminal of a battery minus V, and on the collector side you have the load resistor RL, and that is connected to a positive terminal of the battery plus V. And your output is taken across this point and the ground. Okay. So when A is connected to ground, so A is 0 now. Okay. So you have 0 volt here, minus V volt here, so the total voltage is minus V. So you are applying a minus voltage to the base. Look, this is an NPN transistor. So P side is connected to negative terminal, which means the base emitter junction is reverse bias, right? We know that for normal transistor action, the base emitter junction should always be forward biased, and the base collector junction is always reverse biased, right? But here, when you make A 0, or when you connect A to the ground, the base emitter junction is reverse bias. So IB, the base current, is going to be 0. You know that when base current is 0, that corresponds to the cutoff region. And in cutoff region, the collector current IC is also 0. So basically, no current flows through the transistor. Okay. Now, you have a positive voltage here, right? So you have a current starting from the positive terminal. So it flows through RL. And when current reaches here, it knows that since the transistor is in cutoff region, current cannot flow through the transistor. So what happened? The current will flow to this point Y. So you have a high output. So when A equal to 0, Y equal to 1. Now, when A is connected to a sufficiently large positive voltage, so basically you make A 1. Now, if the voltage, positive voltage, is higher than the negative potential here, the total voltage at this point is going to be a positive voltage. So the base is connected to a positive voltage, which means the input circuit is forward bias and the output circuit is anyway reverse bias. So you have a normal transistor action here. So basically the transistor is going to conduct electricity, right? You know, since this is an NPN transistor, electrons flow from emitter to the collector. Or if you look at the flow of conventional current, current flows from collector to the emitter. So this is a perfectly conducting transistor. So now if you look at the current flow, current originates from the positive terminal of this battery. It flows from collector to the emitter. So the entire current flows through the transistor. So no current comes to this point. So the output measured at this point is going to be 0 or low. So when A equal to 1, Y is going to be 0. So this is the truth table of a NOT gate, and this is the symbol of a NOT gate. So here this dot indicates an inverse function. The Boolean expression for NOT function is y equal to A bar or A inverse. So you can, that's why the NOT gate is called an inverter. It inverts the input. Okay. So these are the three basic logic gates, and any other digital circuit you can construct using a combination of these three logic gates. So that's for today. In the next class we will discuss about combinational logic gates. Stay tuned. Thank you.